Welcome to Atlanta. Today it's a buzzing and booming economic asset to the southeast. Millions of people thrive in the city. It's a tourist attraction in itself, including the World of Coke, Georgia Aquarium, a huge green space known as Centennial Olympic Park, right in the epicenter of the city. But how did it get its start? It had to begin with something. What was the spark that brought Atlanta to its peak? Atlanta has reinvented itself many times in recent history, beginning in the Civil War and ending today. In the year 1987, Billy Payne conceived the idea of Atlanta being the host for the 1996 Olympics, but the city wasn't quite where it needed to be yet.
It was a rough neighborhood. Warehouses, a bus station, a soup kitchen, a really rundown hotel that you rented by the hour, not by the day, and frankly a place that you didn't really go to after 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
But the infrastructure was already there. Huge airport, universities and stadiums, a culture, and the people that wanted to make things happen. And so it began. Assisted by Atlanta's mayor at the time, Andrew Young, Billy Payne proposed to the city and later the United States and International Olympic Committee and created a plan to better Atlanta's economy, events, and accommodations. Competing with 5 other huge cities, Athens, Belgrade, Manchester, Melbourne, and Toronto, it took some convincing to bring the Olympics to Georgia, but their hard work paid off.
The International Olympic Committee has awarded the 1996 Olympic Games to the city of Atlanta.
The finishing touches were added to Atlanta, like the Olympic Village, an aquatic center, Centennial Olympic Park, and the Olympic Stadium. And after 9 years of hard work, they were ready. But what was the significance of Centennial Park during the Olympics?
A gathering place during the games where you could celebrate and have part of the Olympic spirit for free without having a ticket to one of the events. So AT&T, Swatch, Coke, Adidas all had major pavilions down here. It's where the concerts happened every night. You could pin trade during the day, you could hang out with your family, but you wouldn't necessarily have to go to one of the events. Or a lot of times it was the place to hang out in between.
But it was also the setting of a terrible disaster. On July 28, 1996, an anonymous 911 call informed officials that there was going to be a bomb in Centennial Park and that they only had 30 minutes to get everyone to safety.
Well, here in Atlanta, joy and celebration quickly turned to fear and death after an explosion in the Olympic Centennial Park early this morning.
It's directly in the center of what's called the Olympic Ring, the scene of most of the sports venues at these games.
Authorities say it was a crude pipe bomb that exploded near the park's main entertainment stage. Thousands of people were enjoying a free concert at the time. At least 2 of them are dead. One of them, a Turkish national, and at least 110 people are injured. Now, the FBI is treating the bombing as an act of terrorism. A citywide bomb search is underway to try and prevent another scene like this morning's.
The call of order was that we were not going to let one person doing one bad thing disrupt this incredible worldwide event. So volunteers showed up the next day. Police were on post. Everyone, I won't say went about their business like it never happened, but they did not let it ruin the Olympic Games.
The people still tried to stay as positive as possible and didn't let someone's actions ruin what could have been an amazing experience.
It was actually a great unifying moment for us. Even though it was a tragedy, it was still a point of pride where everyone got together and continued the Olympic spirit and obviously the actual events for the Olympic Games.
It's still a gathering place that it was in the mid-90s. It's also an economic generator for the city, which has brought over $2.5 billion since the Games.
Anytime that you can bring people together like that, it becomes something very special. So we continue that tradition of being the gathering space that we were during the Games. And again, whether it's weddings or family reunions or any type of big concerts, that gathering is really what our future is all about.
Centennial Park is also a place where you can keep in touch with Atlanta's history, along with Olympic memorials and statues. Flags are surrounding the Fountain of Rings, representing international unity. The Quilt of Origins represents the beginning of the Olympics to the Olympics today, showing the progression of the participants. The Quilt of Remembrance features mosaic stones representing the 111 injured people, and an eternal light shines in memory of those who passed away in the bombing. The park also has neighbors including the College Football Hall of Fame, the Georgia Aquarium, and the World of Coke.
From a day-to-day standpoint, the park does three things, which is really what keeps us afloat. We're clean, we're safe, and we're actively programmed. And we believe that those three things are incredibly important to the success of the park.
The area around the park has turned from a rough neighborhood to an area of booming economic success. It's a massive tourist attraction and an interruption from the busy streets and concrete buildings to trees and laughing people making memories. Centennial Olympic Park isn't just a place with grass and statues. It's a gathering place with a significant history that was a component in improving Atlanta and making it the city it is today.